Do you think, sort of more practically, do you think we'll create video game worlds of the metaverse variety in which humans will want to stay? So, I mean, to me, this kind of discussion of a simulated reality, the real test of immersion is like not wanting to go back to the real world. As a perfectly healthy, excited, normal human being choosing to stay in that world, how hard is that, do you think?
Well, I think the technology is coming, and then there's a human question of should we go that far?
Should we?
Um,
Yeah,
certainly as a game developer ourselves, Epic doesn't aspire to that. We make fun games,
yeah.
and the ultimate manifestation that we found is fun games that people play together to have fun in between, work and the other things in their real lives. But as the simulations get more and more realistic and the capabilities become more and more real, I think we have to ask ourselves some hard questions about how should humanity operate in that space? What are the limits that we should go to, and what are the limits we should set?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some hard questions, and I think maybe I'm just being human centric here, but there should probably be some legal bounds on two things. Sort of not creating a reality in which humans would want to stay too long. Sort of, yeah, focusing more on the game side. And more importantly, not creating simulations of humans that could suffer. To me, as we talked about, creating ultra realistic humans, eventually that means creating humans that can suffer, that can fall in love and experience heartbreak and loss, that can fear death. And the more you simulate that to the full reality of the human condition, the more you get to this place where you have a simulated humans that is able to suffer. And I think, legally speaking, I think you have to get to a place where that's not allowed. Like there is a line you can't cross, and that's a hard thing for humans to deal with. That's going to be some interesting Supreme Court cases. Once you create a human sufficiently realistic to where they can suffer, means that human could be tortured and do terrible things to that human. That's artificial, quote unquote. But boy, that still feels wrong. I don't know what that is, but it feels wrong to torture a simulated human. Uh, Now, when you play a video game and it's a shooter and everybody's having fun, that doesn't feel wrong. But there's a line, and that's going to be a fascinating line for the Supreme Court to explore. Oh man, what an exciting future we're living in, huh?
Yeah, I think the thing to appreciate is like game developers have just generally been on the good spirited side of things. If you look at the worst things that people do in popular video games today, it's like what you rob a bank in GTA. But it's clearly fictional and all in fun and not serious and over the top. Yeah, I think as things get more realistic, especially simulation of humans, yeah, there are some hard questions that will have to be answered there. But I think the thing that all game developers need to remember is we're here to make people's lives better by entertaining them, providing them with fun, and a diversion from other things, and being a part of their lives, and not trying to be too big or being too much, and not trying to provide an alternate route to reality, but to just provide a fun source of entertainment, like the many other things that people do for fun.